This is our dream. This is our dream. Because this is the most obvious partnership in the world.
Yes.
In my head right now, it's like, all right, so great ideas. Yeah.
I was shocked by the numbers you shared with me, and like there's so much still to win for you.
How do you come up with these ideas? Really nice. Loco, I would say in Spanish. We actually had a person walking on the red carpet with the Happy Flops in Sweden.
If we can dream as big as possible, what would the content be that we put out? What would the website look like? What would the campaigns look like? And fake it till you make it. Act like it until you are. You will see throughout this presentation specific elements that will shape your brand in a way to be more approachable. Well, Santiago, finally happening. Thank you so much for joining this call. I prepared a little deck for you today. For those who are watching this and don't know Happy Flops. Happy Flops is how do you call it? Is it a slipper brand? Is it a footwear brand?
Casual footwear brand.
Then I think you sold one pair of Happy Flops to everyone in Sweden at this point. But maybe you can explain a bit yourself what Happy Flops is and tell a bit about the brand.
Yeah, thank you for having me here, Bob. It's really exciting. Super happy. I admire you a lot. Happy Flops. It's a baby of mine, I could say, that is about spreading a lot of joy and happiness through very, very comfortable slippers to a very affordable price. We like to believe that we would be a slipper that could be for everyone, everywhere.
That's interesting. Slipper for everyone, everywhere. I'm gonna talk a bit about that too.
Nice.
I've been studying your brand a bit, and no offense, but the way it looks and the way it's branded right now, how big you've grown.
Yeah.
I was excited to go over it and craft some ideas for it because there's so much still to win for you. I feel like, even though I was shocked by the numbers you shared with me, and you told me how big this brand actually is, even though I've never heard of it before, if not through you. So let's dive right into it. Okay, so this is a little summary of everything that you told me and everything that I could see. I have not much information about the brand other than what's visible, but maybe that's for the good in sharing my thoughts, because this is the way a customer sees it as well. I saw very vividly that your brand is a family brand. It's on the website very visible that you have Swedish origin. I saw that you were in the midst of a rebrand, because I saw the .com website being the new logo and everything, and the new website. But it was very visible you went through a rebranding. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. We've tried some things out, mostly based on like optimization, but branding per se, like, to be honest, it has been difficult to find the right skills or support to make the brand like what we really would like to.
That's what we always see, right? Like, it's aesthetic doesn't necessarily mean better. And probably you measured that yourself as well when making those changes, not all at once and side by side. I saw the smiles and the happiness was something very big as well in your brand. You're selling emotion. I like it. Does it have anything to do with Sweden other than that you're Swedish?
Our company is based in Sweden, but the most thing that is attaching us to Sweden is that all the products is certified by Swedish laboratoriums. We do have quality certifications for the material, ingredients, and the product itself.
First thing, what I'd like to do when analyzing a new brand, and it's also when it comes to my own brands, we kind of visualize what would Happy Flops look like, or what would Happy Flops be in a dream scenario and the biggest scenario that you can imagine. And therefore for this whole presentation, I kind of looked at 3 different brands, under which Crocs, obviously, then Havaianas, and then finally New Balance. Communication that they express is something exceptional, and definitely something for you to look at as well as taking an inspiration. I think you should change your brand image. It's not necessarily changing your brand positioning, but when I visit the website and when I visit, all your socials, the content you put out, it's very, very family oriented. And I think this way you're kind of cutting off a very big audience. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be focusing on families, because obviously that's your biggest audience and it's definitely something you have to target. All I'm saying is you have to change your brand a little to be more approachable to a bigger audience. I'm going to explain how, and you will see throughout this presentation, specific elements that will shape your brand in a way to be more approachable. On the website, for example, it's I wouldn't be attracted to Happy Flops, even though I might be a potential customer.
Yeah.
To me, it feels like this is for families. This is for kids.
Yeah.
And in some way, it's cutting off this audience that might have been a potential customer. And again, like you can still target families in your ads. You can still use landing pages to go more niche, go more specific. I just feel like your brand could be more generic, and Crocs is a great example for it. Of course, if we think of Crocs, we think of kids and families purchasing them. However, this brand is more approachable to someone like me, and you see it in their first image as well. That's the first thing I would change. And the website itself, like it feels to me not like a footwear slipper website. It feels to me more like like I'm booking a holiday or something. Being more generic will make it more approachable.
Yeah.
Simply said.
Yeah, very true.
I was looking at your logo. I was looking at, again, Havaianas and like the Crocs logo. And I really like the script that you used in your old logo. Mm-hmm. The new logo looks great. Like that's the thing, but it wouldn't stand out. If you would look at like 100 different logos and Happy Flops was one of them, it wouldn't stand out to me because it's not differentiated. I feel like I've seen it before. With Havaianas or with Crocs, I don't have that feeling. So my idea was to go back to the script, only make it slightly more aesthetic. It's something that would stand out. And I would still keep the script, make it slightly more bold, make it slightly more popping. And this is not an eventual design. I'm not saying like go with this design. This is the first thing that came out of ChatGPT when I said write Happy Flops as if a kid wrote it. I'll send you the prompt so you can give it a couple of tries, but I think definitely like this way your logo could stand out. And I still use black as a color right now. So you can also play around with color in that. Next thing, you named your products by color, obviously. The one is called green, and the other one is called blue. I saw like the character in the whole branding deck that you shared with me. You saw the smileys. The different character smileys throughout your brand, which is a great way to characterize your brand. However, I think you should do that with your products. Doesn't mean you have to, have like little sketches for each of your colors or find a cartoon that matches each of the color. Could be, but the easiest start is to just, give them a personality by the name of the color. And a great reference of this is, for example, Snow White with the 7 dwarfs. You don't remember the colors of their hats. You remember them by their personalities. People will remember it better or have a different initiative of purchasing this specific color. Because there's obviously like a lot of your customers who don't care about the color. They care about, the story and might feel attracted to without them knowing. Characterizing your products could be done in so many different ways, but it gives a bit of storytelling to your brand, gives a bit of storytelling and also a reason behind the choice of the color, because it makes the customer as well feel like you thought this through, of choosing this color instead of, okay, I just went with green. And when it comes to colors, something that I advise you to do is as well look at your competitors like Crocs or like Havaianas and scan their best-selling products. I use Particle for this, a great tool to measure, your competitors' best sellers. As well as in terms of volume and tracking their sales, tracking all their new upsell products. So yeah, that's something I would definitely do.
Very nice.
Also to check out, hey, what's going to be my next color? Then I had the idea of launching some ridiculous editions, not because you're going to sell them well, but simply for people to share them. If you would launch, for example, a Happy Flop with, lights in the bottom, I think that's a bit far-fetched, but flames or spikes or a built-in flashlight, something crazy, something ridiculous, that people will share and that people will be like, what is this? First of all, they will remember you, they will share it. And it makes Happy Flops a topic to talk about.
Yeah. That's what Crocs do, I think.
Again,
like they do very ridiculous launches sometimes. But that's why then.
Yeah, probably. I don't think that's their best sellers. It's simply, for virality, for people to share online. There's a couple of people who are crazy enough to purchase them. That's the reason why Crocs is doing that. It's all for attention. And you should definitely do that as well. Cool. Something else that Crocs is doing that I see you doing as well is, of course, the add-on charms. Doesn't necessarily have to be the same way as Crocs is. My AI, my ChatGPT didn't fully listen, but you get the point. It's all add-ons, upsell for you, but also a way to personalize for people and make the Happy Flops really their own. And again, it could be something functional like the fur that's in the Happy Flop, or the add-ons. Find a way to pin them and make it personalized. But also again, doing some ridiculous things like the spoiler or something that people will share and make go viral.
Really interesting. Yeah, that's true. Shit.
Next idea that I had is not my idea, but it's Nike's, the Nike ID. There's a smart way of doing this by just having a select few of things with the add-ons, with the different colors, and having like all the editions already made. So, I think it's a very big hassle to actually make this custom and have your fulfillment center actually doing the customization. That's like, of course, a really big hassle. Maybe you find a way, but having pre-made productions and limited options with, for example, Nike ID, where people can simply select their color and like build in on your website, it will be amazing for you because people will be able to personalize their Happy Flops.
Yeah, that people like one of our top best sellers, or in Shopify, for example, it's actually the customization, like the quantity of the customization, because we have something that's called Happy Notes, which you can write or put a note on your slippers, and I think it's a tremendous marketing opportunity in these things that we even haven't explored too much either, but we see on the statistics, like people like doing stuff on their slippers. 100%.
That's it. And like the personalization is one of the biggest triggers for people to actually buy it. And it's also the time they spend on your website. They're trying out some different things in that Happy Flops ID or customization of Happy Flops. They're spending so much time making it. It would almost be a shame for them to not purchase it. Personalization is such a big thing because it's already a slight commitment to actually making the purchase.
Exactly. 100%. Oh,
I couldn't go around your most obvious collaboration. Not just because you're Swedish, but
this is our dream.
Also
this is our dream. This is we are sending some outreaches actually for this, because this is the most obvious partnership in the world. I promise you.
Yeah, I think so. I had to put it in there. And maybe someone from IKEA is watching. So maybe this is finally the moment. It goes hand in hand, and it's a home product, and like it would be cool as well to, even for IKEA, to have these have the Happy Flops available at IKEA to walk in around 100%, IKEA. 100%. Just as people are stealing the little pencils from IKEA, they might be stealing the IKEA Happy Flops. This is a great way for IKEA, especially if it's branded like this. It's a great way for IKEA as well to have their brand in everybody's homes.
Yes, I know you work with really famous brands as well, like partnerships. And how do you get them to respond, and how do you get them to be interested?
First thing is having a clear plan, and something like right now I'm telling it very shortly, but if you really want to dive into collaboration with IKEA, you should make it easy for them. You should make it frictionless for them to partner with you. If I would be wanting to partnering with you with Happy Flops, I would hand you on a silver platter the exact way to do it and how you would benefit from it. You would much more easily go into this partnership than when I say, hey, do you want to partner? So having the designs ready, having the plan ready, having, zero friction on their side when it comes to, for example, payment or purchasing the Happy Flops, have a solid plan that's in their benefit mostly, and then simply just relentless calling, emailing, and trying to reach the people that matter, and simply not giving up, because at one point they're going to get sick of you with all your emails.
Exactly.
So
holy shit.
So
this is the biggest. I mean, we knew this, but you just make it very visual.
what did you try so far to get this partnership with IKEA?
I mean, we have done some outreaches, but to be honest, we haven't. Usually, when I have worked with business-to-business corporation sales before Happy Flops, and I know for a fact how you do some great lead generation for this kind of partnerships. But it's just I haven't had the time, let's say, to put the time and effort to prepare something solid to then do it. But right now we just have the obvious idea, and then we've done some outreaches, and I think we've even done some ChatGPT like you here. We put it on hold because then we got into season sales. We also want license, for example, with Disney. We want license with soccer teams. And,
licensing
stuff like that.
Licensing is a great way as well to like have other people's brands or more famous brands, and for Happy Flops is perfect, man. Like be careful with not like becoming a merchandise brand. There's one thing to sell a brand, and there's the second thing as well to be visible by the brand, and that's why I'm mentioning as well, like IKEA needs to have it in the IKEA for people to use if they wanna or purchase, so it's actually visible. No, maybe maybe someone from IKEA is watching and ready to email you back. I mentioned it in the beginning as well, not necessarily positioning yourself as a family brand, and that's why I want to dive with fashion influencers. I want you to use not just the family, because I saw a lot of TikToks popping up, of Dutch people promoting Happy Flops. I also want you to dive into the fashion influencers, the cool people, and have them wear Happy Flops in a street style outfit, in planes. It will drive a different type of audience, not just for your ads or people who see it like in organic social, but also on your website, to utilize this content. I think partnering with fashion influencers, or not necessarily the family people, will do great benefit to you as well. This is one of the initiatives to take when stepping away from that family brand and becoming more generic and available to more people and changing their brand image. I saw you focusing on comfort, happiness, comfort. I think you should bend more towards comfort. I see the comfort of wearing Happy Flops a bigger USP and even though like people say selling emotion, I think the comfort part weighs much bigger when it comes to your selling point compared to like the happiness you get from it. And that's why I want to dive more, have your ads dive more into the comfort side of things. And this is one of the campaigns that I was thinking of. Could be ads, could be social posts, whatever, email marketing, but it's basically showing the shitty situations at home or wherever. But like doing the dishes, at least you're wearing Happy Flops. Taking the trash out, at least you're wearing Happy Flops. Creating that sense of comfort within wearing Happy Flops, I think is very powerful. And I think you should utilize that in both your content and your ads. And there's a million ways to display this, but this is one of them. Yeah,
this is incredible. You made me think about ads.
It's also a great way to, showing real life situations of wearing your product. And we see it as well. When we advertise specific content or, for Dore and Rose or for Hears, when we show the product in a way that it's actually used, people feel much more affinity with it. And this is your way, people wear it at home, people taking the trash out, people are doing the dishes or whatever they're doing, and make it funny, make it, this is what people will watch and feel and resonate with. And that's why I think it's so powerful. Yeah. But there's of course also 100%. A more product-focused approach. It says the same thing. It's still focusing on the comfort of things, using headlines that really explain the comfort of your shoes. And of course, product ads and product content is very valuable for you. It's still very colorful, showing the product in home situations or as a pack shot. Again, a million ways to do this, but focus on the comfort of the product rather than the happiness, I would say.
True, and this also looks very Nordic, actually.
Yeah.
Very Swedish. Like this kind of feeling that you created with these images.
I tried to step into the Swedish mind. Of course, we also want to do some creative content again, not just for your brand aesthetic, not just for your brand image, but also for virality of things. You want to create stuff that people want to share, that people admire, and that's why I thought of concepts or editorial style content of a businessman wearing Happy Flops, monks wearing Happy Flops, someone on a red carpet wearing Happy Flops, because it will show situations. And again, this is AI. Like if you make it in a fashion editorial, it will be much more aesthetic and much more interesting to watch. But it will show as well your product. It will drive the message of saying this product is so comfortable you will wear it everywhere. without having to explain it. And that's why I think, this type of content is something you should chase. It's interesting to look at. It's, it's going to make your social super interesting, your website super interesting, and it's definitely going to change your brand image.
This is so crazy. Yeah, we actually had a person walking on the red carpet with the hat flops in Sweden in like a gala. It became viral in Sweden, that video. How do you come up with these ideas? Like it seems easy, but it's still like, how?
I just started thinking about your brand and the ways of, how I would want to get attention to this brand. And again, it simply derives as well from, imagining this brand as the biggest one possible in its market. If we want to compete with a New Balance or a Havaianas, like if we can dream as big as possible, what would the content be that we put out? What would the website look like? What would the campaigns look like? And, fake it till you make it. Act like it until you are. And that's, if you're on that path, I think these ideas will come to mind eventually.
So crazy, Bob. You are so talented, I think, in your mind with these things. And you say,
I appreciate you saying that, man.
Everything you say, you make me think about your brands, and it's absolutely exactly what you're doing. And it's so cool to sit here and be with you, where you could also take my brand into this creativity. Really nice. Loco, I would say in Spanish.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for saying that. We're not done yet.
Yeah, look forward.
Of course, I explained on how people wearing happy flops in ordinary situations. And, this dove into the next idea, which is creating a contest of your customers and having them send in the craziest places or the craziest situations where they were wearing happy flops. I don't know, maybe you'll get a lawyer or a pilot wearing happy flops on the job, or maybe you will actually have someone, indeed, like the viral video that you just shared. Maybe you will have someone actually wearing the red carpet. This way people will just not share, simply not just share the content online, or that's the contest, but also it's your offline marketing, and it's also word of mouth, because they will not be wearing their product at home, but they will, actually be in situations where people were going to be like, why are you wearing those things?
True. And how should we use this? How should we use this? Like, is it on social media? You mean like a contest, or like how should we, once we collect all of this, is it for like then re-promoting it, or you mean?
That could be. You could post it yourself on social media. You could, the most ideal way is, of course, having your customers as well share it, because that's directly, visibility on, like, hand out a big prize to a bunch of people who are doing, who are wearing happy flops in crazy situations, and make sure that they share it. Finally, something cool that I think you should really do is having, develop the biodegradable material for your happy flops, and make it a limited edition. So as well, make a material that when people are worn out on their happy flops, because it's a shoe, they could bury it in the garden and it will become a tree. That's something really cool, I think.
It's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, we've been looking at these because we've had some, for example, celebrities that have sometimes like requests, or that we need to be biodegradable, for example.
This was the review of Happy Flops. I hope you enjoyed it.
Really much, Bob. It was. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest, but I was very happy to like hop on the call and see crazy things was on your mind. And absolutely, there were crazy things and also genius things, which in a sense you make sound very simple, but at the same time it's really nice. It's really on point. It's in my head right now. It's like, all right, so great ideas. Yeah.
Now you got to get to work.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I don't know, please advise me. How do you even like take this information and then like execute this?
It's generally just working with the right people to execute it, because you're never gonna do this all by yourself. You got to have the right creatives and the right, experts in all the fields to make it happen. But I'm sure you have those people around you as well. No, thank you so much, Santiago. And yeah, we'll be in touch soon, I guess.
Thank you so much, Bob. Take care.
I'm a YouTuber now, so I gotta ask for likes, comments, and shares. And no, honestly, if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you in some way help me gain some more awareness by commenting, by liking, by sharing this video. If you, of course, want to see more of this, I'd really appreciate it.